KPM.
Hello, Tivia.
Hello, Mr. Q.
Let us draw the moon.
Alright, so I'm going to draw a moon right now.
Okay, me too. Mine
Okay,
is done.
this is the moon that I saw yesterday. But why does it look different from you?
I think yours is correct,
Okay,
but mine is also correct too.
also correct.
So to know more, let us find out later on.
Okay. Hello peoples at home. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us at DDTV KPM. Today we are looking at Science DLP for Year 5. I'm Tivia and together with us we have Mr. Q, Quek, Chok from SK Kampong Lindungan PJ. Hello Mr. Q.
Hi, Tivia. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you? Looking very good.
Yeah, good too.
Thank you so much for joining us. And without further ado, let's also welcome our interpreter, lovely interpreter for today. We have Miss Ku, all the way from SMK Sultan Abdul Samad. Alright, speaking about the crescent, the two different types of moon that we drew earlier, what do we have in store for this segment? Please tell us.
Okay, based on the gimmick just now, we can conclude that we are going to learn a lot about the moon today.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing we're going to learn about the moon today is that the moon does not emit light. Okay.
The moon does not emit light.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So, do you ever wonder why the moon is so bright during the night?
I'm sure people at home wondered as well. As they look up the sky, the moon shines very brightly, right?
Yes, sometimes it's really, really bright. Sometimes it's a little bit dimmer.
Dark, yes.
Yeah, a little bit dimmer.
Okay.
So the reason is because the moon reflects the light from the sun.
Okay.
So it doesn't emit its own light at all.
Okay.
So in order to prove this, we are going to do a simple simulation.
Okay. So to prove that the moon is, reflecting, stimulating.
Reflecting the light from the sun.
Reflecting the sun. The light from the sun is
Yes.
what we are going to be stimulating. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so what we have here is actually a mirror. So this mirror is going to act as the moon.
Okay.
Okay, this mirror is going to act as the moon.
Okay.
And what you're holding here is the screen.
Okay.
The screen is going to be acting as the earth.
Earth.
Okay, the earth. And I will be holding the torchlight. So the torchlight is actually the sun.
Sun.
Okay.
Right, so there's a sun, there's a moon, and here is going to be the earth.
Okay, but in
right?
order to do this, we need the studio to dim the light now.
Yeah, let's dim the light a little bit so we can see a bit more clearer.
Okay, looks like it's getting dark.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are going into the night time.
Alright, so now I'm going to put the lights on
Sun.
for the sun. So this is the sun, as I mentioned just now. This is the sun. This is the
Moon.
and you're holding the earth. You're like the observer from earth. Okay?
Okay.
So when I shine the torchlight onto the moon,
Okay.
you should be able to see reflection of the torchlight. Can you
okay.
see it?
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, so this reflection is actually sort of like the moon is emitting this light, but it is not. It is actually reflecting the light from the sun onto the earth.
So this is not the light directly from the moon, but it is the reflection from the sun's light.
Very good, Tivia.
Okay.
Okay, looks like you already understand that the moon does not emit light.
Okay.
The studio can be lit
So
up
we
again.
can have the light back again. Let's come back to daytime.
But
now.
I have a question for you.
Okay, so please tell me what question is this?
Okay, the question is, okay, it goes like this.
Okay.
You already know that the moon emits, the moon does not emit light, but it reflects the light from the sun. So sometimes, why do we not see the moon during the night?
Okay. So if the if the light that's being reflected from the sun is hitting the moon, we should be able to see moon all day long, all night long.
Yes.
All day, every day, like every night. But why do we not see on some nights? Is that your question, right?
Yes.
Probably it changes places. Does it not? No, it doesn't change place.
Okay, let me tell you
People
why.
at home, help me out here, okay? He's going to be telling the answer.
Yes, okay, I'll be letting you know why.
Okay.
The reason is because sometimes it starts to get cloudy at night. Because
okay.
maybe it's going to rain.
Okay.
So it gets cloudy, so the cloud is actually covering the moon, so we do not see
Okay.
the light from the moon.
Okay, so since it's cloudy, then that's why some nights we won't be able to see the moon very clearly.
Yes.
All right, but it is always there. Right, with that, thank you so much, Mr. Q. We are going to be going for a very short break and we'll come back and learn a lot more about a moon. Right? Stay tuned, people at home.
KPM.
The moon shines very bright every night, and that's what we are going to be discussing a lot more together with Mr. Q today, all the way from SK, Kampung Lindungan PJ. Hello, Mr. Q, welcome back. Right,
Welcome.
Speaking about moon and speaking about the sun, how it reflects light and all. So this segment, please tell us what more you have to blow our minds.
Okay. So in this segment, thank you Tivia first of all. So in this segment, we are going to learn about the movement of the moon.
Okay.
Okay, so there are actually two important movements of the moon. So the first movement is called the rotation. So rotation is, can I demonstrate?
Yes, please.
So rotation is when you are holding just like that.
Wow.
Okay? So this is a rotation.
Okay.
So the moon rotates on its own axis.
Okay.
It rotates on its own axis. All right. Axis means it's like its own line.
It has its own line, so it only rotates that.
Yes, it rotates on its own line, the own invisible line. Okay, and then the second movement is actually the revolution. So, do you mind holding the Earth?
Okay.
And standing right in the middle here?
Okay, so I'll be the Earth.
Yes, I'll be the moon.
Okay.
Okay. So, I need to revolve around you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, got space, right?
Yeah. Okay. So just now we have really learned that this is a rotation. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what is a revolution. So
Okay.
this is a revolution. You're going to move around the moon. So the
okay.
moon is actually moving around the Earth.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's how it rotates in its own axis.
Yes, correct. Rotates and revolve.
Rotates and revolves.
So when they are doing this together, it's actually you're going to be here. We are going to do it, and we have to do it anti-clockwise. The movement of the rotation and the revolution is anti-clockwise. So when these two movements are actually combined together, what will happen is I'm actually looking at the moon always.
Okay.
And the moon is always looking at the Earth always. Yes, so it's going to be
all
like
is
that.
faced towards the Earth.
Yes,
Okay.
because the speed is also the same. The speed of the moon revolving and rotating around the Earth is the same, which is 27 and 1/3 days. 27 and 1/3 days.
For one rotation.
Yes, rotation and revolution happens together. So
Okay.
if you look at the slide, this is a revolution.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next slide would be about rotating and revoluting together. Okay, from the slide you can see that, you see, the moon is always facing the Earth.
Okay.
The eyes of the moon, okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually to show us that it rotates and revolves at the
At
same
the same
time.
time. Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Alright.
So, okay. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So now I would like you to answer some questions.
Okay.
So far,
Again, another question for me.
yes. So far, do you understand?
Yes, so
Yes, huh?
I'm sure people at home also understood how there's always Earth, where we all live, and how Moon revolves and rotates around the Earth as well.
Okay.
So what is the question for me?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to recap. Can you tell me the two movements that are related to the moon?
Come again?
The two movements that are related to the moon.
The two movements, I'm sure one is rotation, and I'm sure another one is revolution.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Rotation and revolution.
Okay,
So
how rotation happens, how revolution happens again?
rotation, it's like this. You're going to move on its
Okay.
own axis. Whereas revolution, you're going to circle around
okay.
the what do you call? The Earth.
Earth.
Yes.
Okay.
In a circle. Okay. So next,
Correct, right?
Yes.
Rotation and revolution, what I said.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Because at home, I'm sure you can also do your own stimulation and your own role play, Your brother can be the Earth, your sister can be the Moon, and you could see how rotation and revolution happens in regards to Moon and the Earth.
yes.
Okay.
So now, I would like you to fill in the blanks here.
Okay.
Okay, so for rotation and revolution,
Okay.
is it the same, the duration? Is the duration the same?
Rotation and revolution, yes, it's the same.
Can you tell me the duration for it before we put it up?
People at home, Mr. Q taught us, right? The duration for rotation and revolution, can you guess? We did it just a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Rotation and revolution is the same, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's the same, and it is 27 days.
27 and 1/3 days to be
27
exact.
and 1/3 days. Right.
Okay.
There you go. So should I stick it?
Yes, you stick it there once and the other one at the revolution.
Okay. So both the revolution and rotation has similar days, 27 and 1/3 days.
Okay, so the direction of the rotation and revolution, do you know what's the answer for it?
The
Is it clockwise
direction.
or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Yeah.
Okay. One of it is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. Am I right? No?
No, you're not
No.
right.
Okay.
So both of them are?
Both of them are anti-clockwise. Okay. So people at home, if you are, role playing as Moon and Earth, the rotation and revolution happens anti-clockwise. So we must follow anti-clockwise as we do our stimulation, our role play as well as we turn and all. Right?
Yes. So the answer is anti-clockwise for both of rotation and also revolution.
Okay.
So therefore we can conclude that because of the moon is rotating and revoluting at the same period, same duration, and moving
Okay.
in the same direction.
Okay.
That is the reason why we are always looking at the same side of the moon.
Because the Moon is also facing us while turning, right?
Yes, the moon is always facing Earth
Okay.
while we are turning.
Right. For this particular segment, I'm sure I did something. So please tell me how I did it, Mr. Q.
Okay, I think you did fairly well. I'll give you 4 stars for this.
4 stars. So we'll get 5 stars for the next segment, hopefully, right?
Yes.
Right. So with that, we are going to be taking a very, very short break, and we'll come back to learn and understand a lot more about this exciting topic, the moon. I'm sure people at home also looking forward to learn more about this as we look up in the sky, right? We'll be back, people at home.
Okay.
KPM.
Welcome back, peoples at home. I'm sure you are learning to understand about the moon, about the sun, and a lot more about what we see up in the sky, right? And without further ado, let's also say hi. Welcome back to Mr. Q.
Hi.
So welcome back, Mr. Q, and please tell us what we have for this segment.
Okay, for this segment, we are going to learn about the phases of the moon.
Okay.
So, what do you mean by phases of the moon is the moon has different phases.
Is it phase or is it face?
No, it's another phase.
Face,
it's not like
okay.
the face like
Okay, so different, and that means it's a like situation, like
yes, yes.
Okay.
So the phases, we have altogether 8 phases of the moon that we are going to look today.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is called the new moon. Okay, the new moon is actually dark in color.
All right.
Okay, it's all black in color, which means that during this particular time, the sun is actually behind the
It's
moon.
called the new moon, is it?
Yes, the new moon is actually black in color. Therefore, we cannot see the moon during the night.
Okay.
Okay, so sometimes you'll be wondering like, why is there no moon tonight? But
So
actually,
that means it might be new moon.
Yes, correct. Because the sun is actually at the back of the moon, so there's no light to be reflected towards onto Earth. That's why we do not see the moon. But the moon is still there. So this is called the new moon.
I'm sure people at home, right? I'm sure all of you have wondered when you look up in the sky. Some days there's moon, some days there's no moon, right?
Yeah.
We all have wondered. So you will know the scientific reason behind why there's no moon today. All right?
Okay. So next, following after the new moon, we are going to see the crescent moon.
Okay.
So the crescent moon is when after a few days, after 3 to 4 days, you will start to see a little bit of light coming out from the moon.
Just at the side.
Yes, just
like
at the side. Yes, inverted C, inverted C. So during this time, the moon is already moved into a position slightly whereby the sun can shine light onto the moon, and the moon actually reflects the light of the sun towards the earth.
Like how you mentioned in terms of the moon rotating and revolutioning, right?
Yes, it will rotate and
revolution.
Yes. So because of that, the moon changes its position. When it changes its position, there are some lights that can be reflected into Earth, onto
All right,
Earth.
understood. Right. Okay.
So this is the inverted C moon, which is called the crescent moon. Okay. After for a while, the moon will also start moving its position. Okay, and then you will get to see the half moon.
Okay.
So the half moon is when the moon is halfly lit. Okay, so this is the
half dark, half light.
Yes, half moon. So this will take about 2 to 3 days as well.
Okay.
So for 2 to 3 days, you'll be looking at the same moon, which is the half moon. Okay. Moving on, where the light is cover up a bigger portion of the moon, this will be called the gibbous moon.
The gibbous moon.
The gibbous moon. This is called the gibbous moon. This phase of the moon will take about 2 to 3 days, 3 to 4 days actually.
So this is not like a crescent, but a bigger area of being lit, right?
Yeah, the bigger area of the moon being lit up. Okay. And then on the 14th, 15th, 16th day of the month, you'll get to see the full moon. So the full moon happens when everything is bright. So the whole part of the moon is lit up.
That's when if we go under the sky, at night especially, you look up the sky, it's very bright.
Yeah, and it's round.
Yeah, the moon really reflects and shines very brightly.
The whole moon is actually reflecting the light from the sun onto Earth. That's the reason why we get to see the the full moon. Then following on, you'll get to see. I would like to explain to you the phases of the moon and the dates. Let us look at the dates from the slides. Okay, so the new moon is actually from the first day to the third day, where the crescent moon takes about 4 days, which is from the third to the sixth day.
Okay.
And then half moon is from day 7 to day 10. Gibbous is about 11 to 13. and full moon is 14 to 16 like I mentioned just now.
Okay.
Then after that, they will slowly move back into the gibbous moon phase. But the part that is lit up is different. So first, the first part of the gibbous moon is the right side being lit up, correct?
Correct.
The second part of the gibbous moon is the left side being lit up.
Okay.
So it's like the moon rotates. Because it rotates and revolves. So different part of the moon is being shown on the earth.
Okay.
Then you have the half moon, which is the opposite from the half moon that I mentioned earlier. So first of all, the right side is lit up. Now the left side is lit up.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Then we'll move into the crescent, which is you see everything is slowly getting darker and darker, right?
Yeah.
And finally, you go back into the same phase, which is the first
moon.
phase, which is the new moon.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the cycle of the phases of the moon.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Now we are going to look at this. What do you call? This slide is actually showing us how does it when it rotates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you look at the what do you call? The slide, yeah.
Okay.
So the first one is called the new moon. Then you're moving it down anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the second moon will be called the crescent moon, and then you get the half moon, then the gibbous moon, and finally you get the whole moon lit up, which is the full moon, and slowly we move back into the gibbous moon phase, the half moon phase, the crescent moon phase, and last of all, you go back to the new moon. This is the whole cycle of the phases of the moon.
Okay.
So, Tivia,
Yes.
I think this is a lot to absorb. Are you okay with it?
I'm good. I'm just trying to understand the phases of moon and
Yes.
relate it to our day-to-day life, right? Because some days when we look up to the sky, the moon is full, right? We can see the moon very bright, and some days it's half lit, half bright. So that way we'll be able to, understand our day-to-day sky a bit more better, right? People at home.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, since you already understand it better, I would like you to answer some of the questions on the board.
Okay.
So this is a bit different. I would like
Okay.
you to draw the phases of the moon.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So it's a challenge for me.
Yes. So the first part of the moon is going to be a new moon.
Yes.
Okay. So the
So
new
new
moon is
moon,
in between the
this
sun
one.
and the earth. And
So
it-
new moon is all
dark in color,
Dark.
black. Yeah, because
Right?
there is no light being reflected from the sun onto earth. Okay.
okay.
So next
So
is
second.
going to go anti-clockwise, which is moving downwards. Yes, correct. And then you'll get a crescent. So the crescent, so you're going to color the left side of the. Yes, correct.
Okay, correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Then moving
so
on.
the third
You
one
got the hang of it.
is the half moon.
Yes. Where you going to color it? Yes.
Am
You're
I right?
Excellent.
Okay. So then we have this.
Correct. It's going to C.
Is
It's
it
like the normal C,
normal C? Okay.
and then color the right side. Not there.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Okay. I
Okay.
just learned, so apologies on the.
Okay. Finally, the
Mistake.
whole
Okay.
thing is going to be bright. Wow! Excellent. It looks like an orange. Okay.
So this is fully lit up, right?
Okay. So
bright.
the next part of the moon is going to be the opposite of what you drew before.
Over here.
Yes. So it's going to
So
be
just gonna
dark
be
over here.
this. Okay.
Yeah. The right side, correct. And
Okay.
then now, opposite of it. C and then color it. Not this part, the other part. No.
Oh, the other part.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wow. Understanding the phases of moon is challenging, but drawing it is a bit more challenging. But slowly we'll get the hang of it as we draw more,
Yes,
right?
I think we should do a bit of simulation to help you understand better.
Okay, sure, let's do it.
Okay, so I would like
Okay.
you. So you are going to be the observer
Okay.
from Earth.
Okay.
And so this is going to be the moon.
Okay.
And I am going to be the sun. Okay. So you're going to face me.
Okay.
So later on, when I ask you to move you're going to move the moon.
Okay, so the moon is gonna rotate and revolution.
Yes. So you're going to
According
have,
to me.
you're going to look, see which part of it is going to darken and lighten. Okay.
All right, so let's begin the stimulation, Mr. Q.
Okay, so the first one is called the new moon right now, where you cannot see any moon at all.
Okay.
So because there's the sunlight is not being reflected onto the earth.
Okay.
But as it moves, it rotates and revolves, slowly we get to see this.
It's
You
the
still remember this?
crescent.
What is this? This is a crescent moon, right now.
Correct.
And then when the moon starts to rotate even further, you see half of the moon being lit up.
Okay.
This is called the half moon.
Okay.
And then you'll continue moving again until you see a gibbous moon being formed.
Okay.
Which shows that most part of the moon is being lit up.
Okay.
Okay, and as it goes further, you will get to see the
Full
moon, where everything is being lit up, whereby the sun, the moon is reflecting the light from the sun onto earth. Have you seen this type of moon?
Yes, of course. I've been to beach. I've seen the reflection of the full moon.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. All right. That's about it. I hope everyone at home fully understands the crescent moon, the new moon, gibbous moon, and also the full moon.
Right.
All right. You can light up the studio once again.
All right. So, all right, people at home, pretty much that's the phases of moon, and we have experienced it live here in the studio using our moon and also the sunlight as torchlight. All right. So, overall feedback about my performance, please tell me.
Okay. Because you did a little bit mistake here and there.
Yeah, I
but
know.
it's still a good try. It's a good try.
Because
Applaudable.
it's been many years since I learned the phases of moon, so to learn it back again and to immediately do it a bit difficult. But I'm sure people at home practice
practice makes
like
perfect.
this as well. Yes.
Okay. So I think you get a 4 stars for this.
Okay, 4 is
Good
not
effort,
very
good
bad.
effort.
Okay. Overall, a summary for this particular segment, please, because I'm sure it's a little bit, heavy to grasp as well. So probably can just give a quick summary for the people as well.
Okay. So first of all, today we learn about the moon. Okay. So the first thing we need to know is the moon does not emit its light. It reflects the light from the sun onto earth. Secondly, we learn about the movement of the moon, which is it rotates on its own axis and it revolves around the earth as well. Okay, the duration is 27 and 1/3 days anti-clockwise.
Okay.
And lastly, in this segment, we learned about the phases of the moon, and there is altogether 8 phases of the moon. We start with the new moon, and then with the crescent, half moon, gibbous moon, full moon, and then you rotate it back to the gibbous moon, half moon, what do you call
Gibbous, crescent.
Yes, crescent.
New moon.
Yes, new moon, yes.
Yeah, and the phases of a moon, it repeats itself, right?
Every month.
Yes, every month. So every month we'll have a new moon and we have a full moon as well. Right, so people at home, I'm sure you want to do this revision again, right? Because to understand a little bit better. So please tell us, Mr. Q, where people can find this material.
We can get it from the Delima KPM website.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Q, for joining us, demonstrating Earth, Sun, the Moon, the Moon. I'm sure people at home have a better perspective, I would say, understand a little bit more about what we see up in the sky, At night, you'll be able to identify the phases of the moon a bit better right now, people at home. Right, with that, we're going to be saying bye-bye to Mr. Q. Thank you so much, Mr. Q, for explaining this difficult process, but a little bit more easier for us to understand.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And let's also thank our lovely interpreter, Ms. Koo, for joining us and interpreting the session as well along with us. With that, take care, people at home. Bye-bye. This is Divya. Thank you for joining us at DDA TV KPM. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.